what's up guys, TechTime here, and I am back again with a brand new video. So before I begin this video, as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you have subscribed to the channel, I also want to thank you. If you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to do so. I greatly appreciate it. I'll leave all my other social media below. But yeah, let's just jump into today's video, and I'm excited for this one. So I have received a lot of requests, and I mean a lot of requests, for people telling me to compare the J7 2018 versus the J7 2017. So yeah, here we are, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. As you guys can see, this is the Galaxy J7 from last year, and this is this year's Galaxy J7. And here's how they look like side by side, and we'll discuss the design of each in a second. But I just want to give you guys this side look. And right off the bat, the J7, which is called now J7 Refine, is definitely a cleaner design, and in my opinion looks a little bit better, not a lot, than the J7 from last year. I just wish this one was in a black version. I think it would look better, but yeah, that's beside the point. So let's start with the J7 from last year. So let's talk about the design. Now this is made out of plastic entirely. You do have this kind of fake metal strip on the top, as well as your 8 megapixel camera with a LED flash. You have your Samsung logo, and it is matte black all around. Not a lot of curves on the sides for grip, but yeah. So on the bottom you do have your 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as your micro USB cord and a microphone. So on the front you also have your home button, as well as your back and your multitasking. And these buttons, the capacitive buttons, the multitasking and the back button, they really do not light up, and I'm not sure why. I don't know why they didn't make them. I don't know why they don't light up. I think in the dark that would be very helpful, but that's really besides the point. So yeah, on the front you do have your 5.5-inch 720p panel, not 1080p. I think it would have looked better, and also the display quality is actually really good, and it is Samsung, and they know how to do displays. I just wish it was just a little bit sharper, but hey, that's what we get with this phone. And also on the front you do have your 5 megapixel camera. On the right hand side you have your home, your power button, as well as your speaker, which is awkwardly placed. And on the left hand side you have your volume up and volume down, and these buttons are really tactile, and I like that. So let me give you a click test. Click test? I don't know. So yeah, quality buttons are really underrated in a phone, and I think that's a really attention to detail, in my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the design of the Galaxy J7 from 2017. Now let's take a look at the design of Galaxy J7 in 2018. Now if I hold them side by side, I would say they weigh about the same. And this, like I said, is called the J7 Refine, and I think naming wise it's in a way perfect, because it is really the refined version of the J7. And I will do a side-by-side design comparison in a second. I just want to talk about the design of this phone alone. So since we're right here at the front, you do have your home button, which is a little bit bigger from last year, as well as you have your back button, as well as your multitasking. Again, this year they do not light up, but they do follow the theme of the Galaxy S8 and Galaxy S9, the way that they're drawn on the front of the display. And speaking of this display, this is also 720p panel, a quality panel, but I don't know why Samsung refuses to put 1080p on a budget phone. And this is probably a higher end budget phone, if that makes sense, because it does cost $230. Okay, so like I said, it's still only 720p, but in my eye it actually looks a little bit better in terms of quality. It's a little bit brighter, the colors kind of do look tiny bit better. I mean, it's kind of hard to see it on camera, but I mean, if you compare them really closely and you look at them really closely, you'll see the difference. But if you're not really looking at them closely, then it's kind of hard to tell the difference. So yeah, also on the top you have your 13 megapixel high resolution selfie camera, your earpiece, and your Samsung logo, as well as your proximity sensor, if people still care about that. On the back, I don't know why I keep launching the weather app every time I press on the screen. That's weird. Okay, so also on the back you do have your also 13 megapixel camera with a LED flash, as well as your Samsung logo. And we'll talk about the cameras for both and also a little bit, so stay with me. So let's bring these phones side by side. And this, like I said, it is called the J7 Refine, and like the name implies, it is really the refined version of the J7. Design wise, it actually looks kind of similar, except this one, the 2018 J7, we'll call it, is much cleaner. The curves on the side give it a better grip, and the back doesn't really have this metal strip. I thought it looked cool, but now that they removed it, it actually looks really clean on the J7. I just wish the J7 came in a matte black option, and that would have been awesome. But hey. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I really feel like the J7 from last year is tiny bit wider. I don't know if it's just these subtle curves that are giving me that illusion, but yeah. So as I was saying about the design of this phone, I didn't really finish up. So on the bottom you still have a micro USB and a headphone jack. The headphone jack is welcomed. Micro USB not so much in my opinion. It's 2018, that should have been gone last year, and I said that hopefully this year they would remove that altogether. They didn't. I'm disappointed. I mean, if you want to build a future-proof phone, you might as well go with USB-C. And don't say that, hey, I don't want to hear in the comment like, look, it's a budget phone, you shouldn't be mad about that. That's true, but let's be real. A lot of budget phones are moving into USB-C, like Motorola, LG, and Samsung can pull it off. They have the budget to pull it off and still keep it at a reasonably budget price. So yeah, kind of a little bit of a rant, but hey. Okay, so the power button is located on the right hand side, as well as your still awkwardly positioned speaker, which sounds really impressive, and I'll let you guys listen to both of them side by side, see if there's any difference. And you do have your volume up and down. Now here's what I noticed about the volume up volume buttons. On the J7 from last year, it was just a whole strip of a button. This time they are separated, and they're still as clicky as last year. Yeah, they're still clicky. I really like this attention to detail. Like I said, this is literally the refined version of the J7 from last year. Okay, so now that we discussed the design, let me quickly discuss the battery life on both. Now, they both have a 3300 milliamp hour battery, and battery life on both of them is fantastic in my opinion. 720p displays do not require a lot of battery power, but I want to give the slight edge to the Galaxy J7. The processor, the new upgraded processor, is more battery efficient, as well as the new Android version, Android 8.0. It's also better at battery efficiency than the Android 7.1.1 that you get with the J7. And I do have an update on the J7, I just haven't done it, just for the sole purpose of this review. So yeah. So let me quickly discuss the specs. So let's start with the J7 from last year. So it only has 16 gigabytes of storage, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and also it does have a 2.2 gigahertz octa-core processor. Okay, now the J7 Refine, or the J7 2018, has 32 gigabytes of storage, so double the storage of the J7, as well as 2 gigabytes of RAM, and they both have 2 gigabytes of RAM, but I'm gonna tell you why this one, in my opinion, is a little bit better in terms of RAM management. This one has a 1.6 gigahertz octa-core processor as well. Now, the clock speed on the J7 is 2.2 versus the 1.6, so it's higher on here, but this does have the newer processor, so it helps it perform better than the J7 from last year. As well as the Samsung skin helps it with a better RAM management, so multitasking with 2 gigabytes of RAM is better on the Galaxy J7 Refine rather than the Galaxy J7 from last year. Okay, so let's do a quick speed test. So let's clear out all the apps, clear here, and we're clear here. So yeah, let's just do a quick day-to-day speed test. So the phone app 321, faster on the J7 2018, and like I said, the home button is a little bit bigger, which is appreciated, gives it a better, I don't know, a better feel and better click. So I don't know, as you guys can see, it is a little bit bigger and it does feel more clickier in my opinion. So let's put them down and continue with this speed test. So the contacts app 321, faster on the Galaxy J7 2018, and you see how when I hit the home button, it's quickly back to home rather than it taking it a little bit of a second on the J7, but not really a huge difference. Anyway, let's do the messaging app 321. Okay, faster on the J7 2018. So overall, in day-to-day tests, I really do have to give it to the J7 2018. It's faster. Speaking of the camera, let's talk about camera quality. And I did a review on both of these phones. They will both be linked below if you want to check them out. But basically what I have to say about the camera is that the J7 2018 has the better camera. and I'm gonna tell you why. It's not just because it has 13 megapixel versus 8, but the pictures came out. The pictures that came out of the J7 2018 are cleaner, and they do a better job in terms of dynamic range, in terms of contrast, sharpness, detail, and even focus is really good on here. And the selfie camera is actually really good in terms of resolution. On both of them, the selfie camera is decent, but this one has only 5 megapixel, this one has 13. If you care for resolution, this would definitely do the job, and it's definitely better. Now, one thing that I do gotta say about the front-facing camera, they both have beauty mode turned on by default, and I would highly recommend to turn that off. Because for some reason, I mean, the beauty mode actually kind of softens the image up. I don't know, it doesn't really look good to my eye. So yeah, that's just a quick hint from me, or a recommendation. I don't know if it was a hint. So yeah, I mean, in terms of speed, camera, and performance and speed, it goes side by side. But yeah, so in terms of performance and the camera quality, I would definitely give it to the J7. In terms of display, they both, like I said, they both are the similar displays. It's just the J7 is a little bit better, not by much. So here's what else I want to talk about. So let's talk about the speaker. Let's do this quick speaker test, see if the J7 from 2018 is any better in terms of speaker. So volume all the way up. And like I said, the speaker is located on the top right hand side, right next to the power button. So yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, what's up guys, I'm PhD here, and welcome to a new video series idea.
Volume all the way up, and it's still also located in the same, or let me turn it. So it's still also located in the same awkward position. So yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, what's up guys, I'm PhD here, and welcome to a new video series idea. Here's how this one goes. So we pick a category on Amazon, probably somewhere.
Okay. Here is what I have to say about the speaker on both. They both are really similar in terms of how loud they are. So in terms of volume, they're really similar. But I do have to give it to the J7 Refine. The sound is a little bit clearer, but not really by much. Okay. Bottom line, let me put this phone down and wrap it up in a conclusion. So design, let me turn them around. So design, they're similar. It's just the J7 Refine is that much cleaner and not really an upgrade in terms of design. We in 2018, I don't know, phones have really moved to this 18:9 aspect ratio. Even budget phones are, like I said in previous videos, are making that move. I'm kind of disappointed that Samsung didn't go ahead and make the move. Here's what I have cons about both of these phones and upgrades that should have been made on the J7. So it still doesn't have a fingerprint sensor, no USB-C, not really a design upgrade, not really a display upgrade either. I don't know, this feels like the Galaxy J7s more than anything, in my opinion. Not really huge upgrades that will really get people excited about this phone. If you're a die-hard Samsung fan and you want a budget phone and you don't have the J7, and you didn't have the J7 from 2017, then I would go ahead and jump to this one because it still is better and cleaner than the J7 from 2017. But if you already have this phone and you're satisfied with it, I really don't see a reason to upgrade to the J7 2018, especially with that high price tag. Even though it's a budget phone, it still has a high price tag for the features that it doesn't have, or for features that other budget phones have, like the LG Stylo 4. It does have, so the LG Stylo 4 has quick charge, it has fingerprint sensor, it has a better display, that 18:9 near bezel-less display, and a better camera in my opinion. So yeah, it's kind of hard to recommend this upgrade, but in terms of comparison, and you do get Bixby by the way, but yeah, in terms of this comparison, the J7 Refine is a better phone. but not really something that I'm excited about in terms of like features and design. It is faster, it's definitely faster, I'll give them that. And the camera is a little bit better, the speaker is a little bit better, display quality is a little bit better, but that's really the key word, a little bit better, not really a huge upgrade. So like I said, if you really want to get this phone, then go ahead and upgrade to it. If you have the J7, just stick with it, or just upgrade to a different brand. Just try a different brand, because I don't know, I can't recommend the upgrade to the J7 Refine just yet. If the price was lower on this phone, like I don't know, like around $100, then I would recommend it, but as of right now, not really. So yeah, this is really it. So this has been it. I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like and also subscribe for more videos, which will also be coming soon. If you have any additions, if you have any thoughts on this comparison, or you want to add your own thoughts, the comments is always open for you guys. So leave them below. I would love to read them and see what you guys think. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.